loves, it's Shaaba. Welcome back to my channel and thank you for clicking on today's video. Quick little shout out to the Self-Love Club. If you love this kind of content, if you want to find a community that loves and supports you, take a look at Self-Love Club by clicking that little join button down there. It's that time of the month again where we talk about some advice. Today's edition of Mama Shaaba Advice is body positivity. Ooh, huh? Those are my feelings on body positivity. I think it's incredible. I get confused about it sometimes. It is not a linear journey, but hey, we're all trying our best. Can I disclaim before we jump into some little body positive advice that I am not a psychological expert. I am just a friend on the internet trying to help you out by sharing my own experiences in perhaps too much of a vulnerable way. Boundaries? Who is she? Until we figure that out, let's take a look at some of your body positive advice needs. Yeah, okay. Now I feel really arrogant because I put this in not in order to flex, but actually to call this out. Not because you're bad. I appreciate the compliments. You're so kind. You know, I received over 10 messages like this and it really confused me because I'm like, I'm not pretty. I am pretty. See, body positivity is not a linear journey. There are definitely times where I wake up or I look in the mirror and I'm like, oh yes, Shaaba, oh yes. But the majority of the time I don't feel that way. And I absolutely never in a million years thought that I would end up getting questions like this. Now I know this is probably written as a rhetorical question, but I wanted to put it in here because I wanted to share that with you. I am not the person that people say, damn, how do I be like you? But everybody else says the same thing. And I think that there is a lesson to be learnt here, right? We are all beautiful. I think we all just struggle to see the beauty of ourselves. Cheese ball moment. But to start Mama Shaaba's body positive edition off, you are that pretty. You just don't see it in yourself because it's what this stupid society and capitalist world has made us think, so that we can continue to feel bad because feeling bad means we spend money on products that make us feel good. That is all that it is. So thank you for the compliment and take it back because you're stunning. You already are. You don't need to ask that question. Mwah! Okay, should we go to a serious one now? Any tips for body positivity? I really hate my curves. Firstly, bless you. I feel you. I have been there. And again, there are days where I also still feel that way. There are so many different ways that you can approach this. And there are so many ways that I have approached this depending on how I'm feeling. The first is a psychological reprogramming. What I want you to think about is society's perception of the word curves over time. Back in the day, when I was little Shaaba who was in primary school and was changing in PE changing rooms, I had boobs. Silly, sticky, pointy out boobs, growth hormonal. Shaaba's growing much faster than the other girls in her class. Boobs. And people took the piss out of me for it. I've always had a big bum. I'm Asian. Look at it. It's a great badunkadunk. And I've also always had a waist, which means my hips really curve out, my boobs really curve out. I am a curvy person. And when I was younger, society's trend hated curves. No, you were not pretty unless you were completely flat-chested, like all the models. Then Kim Kardashian becomes a thing, and she is curvy and beautiful. And you look at all the incredible rappers, and mostly minorities like POC people in the music industry. Lizzo is stunning with her curves. Cardi B, Nicki Minaj repping big thighs, repping big booties. You see Madagascar and Moto's coming out being like, I like 'em big, I like 'em chunky. And all of a sudden, it's not all of a sudden, over a course of a couple of years, but compared to Shaaba in the changing rooms at primary school, it feels like all of a sudden curves are in. Isn't that weird? Fashion changes all the time, trends change all the time, and it's not fair for us to feel worthy or worthless because of what is in. Your curves are beautiful. They are. They're a part of you and they're amazing. I love curves. I love a good butt. I love a thigh that I can slap and see it wibble. I love little tummy ripples. So you can psychologically reprogram by leaning on trending culture and trending influence to, I guess, legitimize your love for curves, but don't rely on it too strongly because just like curves are currently in, one day society will mean that curves are out and fashion can change, but your love for your beauty and your self-worth should not. Method number 2, another thing that I often do is dress to embrace the the curves. I wear crop tops because I like the fact that it accentuates that my hips go out. I really love that vibe. I wear tight-fitting tops because I love my boobs. I think they're amazing. And I think if you can find a way to embrace what you have and embrace those curves, you might end up not hating them so much. Having said that, there are some days where I don't love my curves, particularly my arms, and particularly sometimes my tummy. And on those days, I take it easy. I think about the ways that I do love my body, the fact that it brought me through a global pandemic, and sometimes, even if I don't want to show it that outward love, I still treat it nicely in my mind, but say, okay, my love, today I'm gonna cover you up a little bit because I love you, but I'm just not feeling like I want to show you off today. And that's totally fine too. I often wear a bunch of baggy clothes and realize that a slip in body confidence like that is totally normal, is totally expected. Sometimes when that goes on really long and I'm like, you know what, I could use some inspiration with some body positivity to love and accept and embrace my curves again, I go online. I go to TikTok, I watch videos like this, and I just feel so happy and motivated and inspired by other people showing off their curves. There you go. Any advice on being confident on tight clothes / body image in general from a very overweight girl? Hi, my love. I guess a lot of what I've said already kind of applies to this question too. The one thing that really helped me be confident about curves and wearing tight clothes was seeing other people do it and just not care. It's such a sexy thing. Honestly, bodies can be any shape and people can be really freaking sexy. Because you know what makes you sexy? It's not the clothes that you wear. It's the attitude that you have when you pull it off. Not a single person can stand there and say that Lizzo isn't sexy and hot and fierce. She's incredible. And she's an overweight girl and she wears very tight clothing and she looks good in it because she feels good in it. Kamsendi is a creator online that I absolutely love and really promotes these messages of body positivity in a very fun and uplifting and hyping way. I absolutely recommend you follow. And there are a bunch of other body positive creators. If you have any recommendations, please feel free to pop them below. And as a community, we can all share and go spread some amazing love to wonderful body positive creators. And let me give you another piece of advice, my love. You who've asked this question and anyone else who's watching this and relates the same way, I know how you feel. And I know what I'm going to say is going to sound so stupid and you're not going to want to do it. But I'm telling you, you need to do this. Go to a shop when you're feeling good. Or you know what? You don't even have to go out to a shop. Order it in from ASOS. Get yourself a dress that is tight body form figure and try it on. You can return it if you don't like it. That's totally fine. I know how scary that first step is because you look at these body form figures and you're like, yeah, no, that won't suit me. That won't work for me. I did it in my wedding dress video. I've done it with clothes that I've bought recently for going out for parties and stuff. I look at that and I'm like, no, stunning, but would not work on my body. When I put it on, I was so shocked by how good I looked and how good I felt. It's that first step of trying it on. Do it, and I promise you, you will not feel as bad as you think you will feel. There's a chance that you'll feel absolutely incredible. But even if you don't, I guarantee you that you'll look at yourself and be like, yeah, the outcome of this is way better than I thought it would be. You've got this. How to deal with hating your body and thinking you're ugly. I'm so sorry that you're feeling this way at the moment, at the time that you sent in this message. I want you to know that everybody feels that way. Not a single person, even the prettiest person in the world that you can think of, has moments where they don't feel pretty, where they hate their body for different reasons. And I think it's one of those frustrating times where the cliche is really true. We all want what we don't have. And it doesn't necessarily have to be because you think you're overweight. Some people who are really skinny that one person may think is an absolute ideal will be like, damn, I wish I had boobs. I wish I had a bum. Other people will be like, damn, I wish I had curly hair. And I'm sitting here looking at other people going, damn, I wish I had straight hair like you. We always think the grass is greener. We always want what we don't have. And it's okay to feel sad and ride that wave because toxic positivity is never a good thing. But know that those feelings will disappear, and know that if you surround yourself by a positive network and you really look at yourself for the beauty that you do possess, because I promise you have beauty. You will find that moment where you feel fierce and empowered and amazing, and you need to lock that in and try and remember that for the times that you do feel crap. Because I wake up and I feel crap. It's okay, because I know that this is a temporary feeling and I will love myself in the future. Maybe a couple days, but it will come. And I am beautiful. I'm just struggling to see it right now. Quite often the moments that I feel those negativities is when I'm taking selfies or content for my job. I can take 50 photos of myself and be like, oh, I hate the way I look. I'm so friggin' ugly. And so if you're feeling up for it, what I'd encourage you to do is take those selfies, feel however it is that you need to feel. Don't delete them. And when you are feeling good about yourself, I look at that in a different light and I'm like, why did I ever have a problem with that? I look amazing. And that's really what proves to me that it's all in my head. Not to say that it's not valid. Of course your feelings are valid. I'm just saying it's something that is dynamic, that will move, and that will go up and down. So soon, love, you will see your inner beauty. Mwah. How to find my personal style. Great question, babe. And when you figure it out, let me know. I'm kidding. Actually, I'm not kidding. It is true. I don't think I can sit here and say I have a full aesthetic and a personal style that I really love. These past couple years, I've definitely been embracing my body and embracing body positivity a lot more, and therefore finding that. But I can definitely tell you ways to not find your style, which will hopefully help you find your style. So my biggest tip for you will be to look at everything that you put in your basket, hold it up, or look at it if it's on a screen, and be like, do I actually really like this? Make sure that you actually really like it. And the reason that I say that is because for years I wore leggings, I wore denim jean shorts, and I wore tights upon tights, or like big sticky outy skirts, things that hid my stomach area and that went in on my waist, because that is what made me feel more secure about my body, because it's what hid the shape I looked like. And so whenever I bought clothes, I'd be like, hey, you do a really good job at accentuating my waist and getting rid of my tummy curves. In the basket you go. I love it. But I don't love it. The reality is, I actually think it's really ugly. It just works because it makes me feel more secure about my body. And so when I look at my wardrobe and I look at my clothes, I'm like, I don't like them. And it's only when I realised that that's what I was doing and became braver with my clothing choices to be like, I like this. Sometimes it makes me feel a little bit uncomfortable, but I am going to wear it because I do look fierce in it when I feel great, and when I do, I feel really good. It's only since I've been looking at clothes and asking myself, am I buying this because I think it will make me feel comfortable about hiding the things I don't like, or am I buying it because I like it? And if it is that second question, it's only since then that I've really understood my sense of style. She says, wearing a tie-dye Lizzie McGuire top, but there's my point. It's my point exactly. I love it. I think it's incredible. This isn't fashionable, but it's okay because I love it. My second and final tip for you for finding your personal style is to literally F what everybody else thinks. There are legit multiple items, more than I can count on my two hands, in Jamie's wardrobe that I absolutely think are gross. But Jamie loves them, and when he puts them on, I think he looks incredible, and he has such a brilliant brand, like such a sense of identity and style. I just think that's so cool. So even though I might not like that one individual piece of clothing, when I look at Jamie overall, I'm like, man, you're so fashionable, you look so cool. And it's not because they're things that are in, it's because he has a cohesive sense of style of things that he likes. Similarly, there are a bunch of clothing items that I have that Jamie's like, no, Shaaba, I don't like that. And I'm like, I don't care, because I do. Literally F everyone else and do what you want to do, because fashion is art. It's self-expression, and not everybody is going to love every single item of clothing out there. That's why there's so many. So there you go. I guess that's my advice. Be a bit more brave with your choices and make sure that you're doing it for you and because you like it, not because it's what you think works for your body, because everything works for everybody. You just need to have the confidence to feel like you can pull it off, because you can. There you go, loves. All right. I hope this has inspired you. I hope this has made you feel amazing about yourself and your body, because you deserve to feel that way. And I'll catch you next time with another video. If you enjoyed this, please do give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you'd like to see more. Take a look at that little join button. Be kind and have a great day. Bye.